Hey, y'all. Y'all see what the title says. I don't see how I don't think we'll ever get this fixed because there's too many people that likes this stuff that are entrenched and have no problem with this happening to children. Take a little swig. And I had to fix my own brain because I'm saying, Nick, everybody can't be that heinous. What the hell? But then I had to think of it like this. Look how many adult grown people that have no issue with transforming their children, giving them puberty blockers and all kind of crap like that. So, well, Gabrielle done it. Yeah, but that's D Wade's son. That's your child. I ain't gonna get into the D Wade stuff because y'all know how I feel. And he was easily one of my favorite b-ball players. I loved everything D Wade. Come from Marquette. My sister went to Marquette. My brother Robert went to Marquette. So, I ain't saying, we knew D Wade because, we older than he is. But just the way he played the game, I'm like, yeah, then when this crap, I'm good. I'm good. So anyway, like I said, I ain't going to turn this into D Wade bashing show. I'll just leave that alone. Y'all see what it says. This is from parlor.com. I seen it on another, I want to say it was Reuters, but it wasn't as in depth as this here. But I'm going to try not to make this too long because anybody that's been watched me for more than a month know how I feel about this crap. So I ain't even got to do all that. No, to all the new subscribers, because I got 12 subscribers this week. I don't know. I guess one of my videos must have hit the algorithm just right, and some people like what they heard. To all the new folks, thank you. Click the like if you like it. Comment if you want to. And y'all know YouTube counts 2 or more emojis as a comment. So the more comments, the more people engage, the higher up the algorithm. They say that's what they say, that they move you. All right. And shout out to Brother X to wherever he's at. Woke judges in Blue State City slammed for releasing allegedly pedos and grapevines without bail. You see, it was October 23rd. So what is it? 7 days ago? 8 days ago. Yeah, 8 days ago. Leftist judges in one of America's fastest growing cities are being criticized for putting violent offenders and accused criminals back on the streets where they remain a risk to the community. Not that Spokane is about to give Seattle a run for its money as Washington State's most crime-infested city, but the results of an examination of records by the Spokesman Review should put residents on notice that there is something rotten in the jewel of the Pacific Northwest, judicial system. The paper examined records from January 1st, 2001 to September 30th, 2023 that found on 665 occasions, judges have released offenders who have been arrested for such crimes such as grapevine, child molo, assault, making threats, and vehicular homicide on their own recognizance, putting them right back on the street after a promise that they would behave.
Man, this is some bullshit.
I didn't think I would be hitting it that early, but here we are.
The world ain't what it seems, is it, Gunny?
No, sir, it's not. No, sir, it's not. Levon Helm. Among those related was an ex-Spokane cop, Nathan Nash, who was convicted of grapevining two women after using his badge to gain their confidence, but was allowed to stay out of jail for years while awaiting trial. Nash was sentenced to at least 14 years in prison last year. Among those released was ex-Spokane cop Nathan Nash, who was convicted of graping two women after using his badge to gain their confidence, but was allowed to stay out of jail for years while awaiting trial. Nash was sentenced to at least 14 years in the Pokey last year. Also given a get out of jail free card was Jordan Nippling, who was accused of punching a nurse at a hospital and throwing medical equipment. Dude, what is your problem? You definitely got a problem. He would later be accused by prosecutors of murking a man at a homeless encampment. Daniel Silva was arrested for allegedly slashing a co-worker's face with a handsaw, but was released without bail the very same day.
Man, this is some bullshit.
The data is alarming. Now, I wonder if they going through the exact same courtroom with the exact same judge. But anyway, let's go. It's probably going to tell us the data is alarming, and the data is alarming. I know it's not. It's data, not data. I know. Says Spokane County's Commissioner Al French. We are assessing how to respond. Get rid of the judge. State law says that those arrested and accused of crimes are presumed to be innocent and subject to be released, but judges must consider the scope of the law, with the consideration being subjective and left to the discretion of the judges. The presumption when they hit jail is that they are going to go right back out. That's where we start from, because that's what the law says Spokane County Superior Court Judge Julie McKay, who is quoted by the Spokesman Review. I wonder if she's the culprit. From there, you are looking at an analysis of if you're going to hold somebody, then you have to be able to hold them, saying that they're going to fail to come to court, or they are at risk of committing a violent offense. I don't know, somebody that's then slashed somebody's face. Nah, dog, you gonna hang out here. You gonna, like I say, I understand what's self-defense. Okay, were they fighting and, you just self-defense and you just happen to catch the grill? Different. But just an act of, unprovoked violence? No, dog, you gonna hang with us till you go to court. We got a spot for you back here on the third floor, second room on the left. Or they're at risk of interfering with witnesses, tampering with witnesses, or interfering with the administration of justice that we do, McKay added. The Trumpinator teddy bear. Nah, I'm good. Like Trump, but I ain't doing the bear thing. Then from there, we're looking at various things. For instance, criminal history, mental health history, if it's available, how old their criminal history is, what's the actual facts, or what's the factual acts, actual facts, my dyslexic ass, of the case are, whether it is what would be considered a violent crime. She said, I think punching a nurse in the face and slashing somebody across the face and murking somebody, I think those are considered violent crimes. I think. The paper's review come at a time when crime is on the rise in Spokane, with the state being one that is under the control of Democrats who have enacted laws and policies that coddle criminals and put the safety of law-abiding citizens at risk. Yes, but judges are elected. They got to run for office, just like county circuit court. You got to run. So the masses have to give you a vote of approval. So that means they want this crap. That's the way I see it. Let's see if we can get this video to play here.
And here we go.
Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Let's try that again.
A Spokane County Sheriff points much of the blame at Olympia.
From theft to murder, crime was up in Washington state last year. That's across all crime categories, according to a report from Washington sheriffs and police chiefs. Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles wasn't surprised by the numbers.
If you don't do anything to disrupt poor behavior, hold someone accountable for bad behavior, you can just expect more of that.
He points to the state legislature for the rise in reported crime. Let's look at property crime, which saw one of the largest bumps, up nearly 10% from the year before. That includes things like theft, robbery, and car theft. In Spokane County, there were 2,768 thefts in 2022 and 917 stolen cars. That rose from 669 in 2021.
And that's just what's being reported. I know there are citizens who have expressed to me and other people that they are so frustrated with the lack of accountability that they don't call and report.
Knowles blames two major policy changes: a reduction in Washington's prison population and the legislature lowering minimum sentences for many crimes. He says people with multiple repeat felonies are spending less than a year in jail oftentimes and may never make it to prison.
We now have a jail where literally every time we book somebody in, somebody has to come out the door on the other side. Full on 14% of the people we book.
What? So you can't put somebody in until you put somebody out. What kind of roulette is that? And who gets to decide? All right, well, we got to arrest this guy. He just murked the guy. Who are we going to release? Who's the best of the worst? Wow, Washington, what the beep are y'all doing?
Never see the inside of a jail cell at the jail they're released before they ever spend a day in jail.
And what's with them damn pink doors? Is this the chick side of the prison or the hell?
News reached out to Governor Inslee's office. His press secretary says the state's statutory penalties have never incentivized anyone to reoffend, pointing to a DOJ study saying reoffenses are often due to lack of resources and other economic factors. He says crime has increased nationally beginning with the pandemic, but Washington is working to address it. On the local level, Sheriff Knowles says Spokane County needs more jail space and an alternative to jail for substance use treatment.
But we have to have something waiting in the wings.
Being it was a female jailer, yeah, I guess that's the chick side.
If they don't take advantage of it, that's worse than going to the treatment. And we don't have that right now.
Shannon Mounty, Creme 2 News.
We are starting tonight.
Man, what in the hell is going on over there with that? That don't make no sense. So you can't arrest somebody. You can't arrest somebody until you let somebody else out. So people, all right, today's your lucky day. You're getting out of here. I am? Yeah. Why? Well, we got a slasher we got to put in. So, wow. Okay. Hey, y'all heard, hey, He said it, not me. Let's go. We only got a little bit to go. Let's push this one off a cliff. Since the start in 2021, there have been 33 times defendants arrested on accusations of rape were released without having to post bail. 33 people that's done the touch and take, and they were released without having to post bail. Among those cases, 19 involved a child. An additional 24 were accused of child molestation. In each case, the defendant was released from jail on their own recognizance. How do you release a pedo on his own recognizance? I said he, because there's female pedos too. Look at this chick. They just arrested her in Ohio, and she is messing with a 13-year-old boy. She's 24. The boy is 13. She bonded out, went to the boy's house. I guess it's just single mama. And she went there with a clacker and threatened to clack the mom and herself. Ohio. Yeah, I think it's Ohio. It was yesterday. I saw the story yesterday. We'll look it up. How much time we got? Let me hurry up. Where were we at? 16 no bail releases included a domestic violence flag, which signals the victim was likely a spouse or family member. Some judges are good at protecting, Commissioner French said. Some are not. Don't sound like some are good at doing anything. I mean, pardon me. Judge McKay acknowledged the public anger over putting accused violent criminals back on the streets and said that she and other judges aren't going to cut everybody loose. Well, what you're saying and what you're doing is two different things. I'm speaking only in hypotheticals, but you could have a situation where this person is alleged to have committed a touch and take or an offense against a child, something of that nature, and they have no criminal history. Well, you do now. You have no history to show that they won't come to court. You have no history to show that they're going to interfere with witnesses. But what you do have is a pretty heinous crime, the judge said. So you're faced with, now what do I do here? And what we're required to do is say, do we have other safety factors that we can put in place so that release can still be presumed? Okay, so I whack somebody. Hey, you know what? I freaking whacked the freaking guy. I mean, hey, he had it freaking coming, huh? Dad, start the freaking show, eh? But I ain't never been in jail before. Well, he can't mess with the witness, because the witness, he whacked him. So they gonna let me go and hope that I show up for court? When the judges decide whether someone is released or if they keep them, at some point for every person they keep, someone has to be released. They're going to try to release the property crime offenders to keep a violent offender in. Spokane Police Chief Craig Medidle said a problem due to the city's overcrowded jails. McKay, however, said that the full jail is not an issue. That's not part of the analysis that we do under the court rule that I refer to, she said. I don't take the bench and say, well, I'm going to let this guy go because the jail is full. Okay. But you just said you're overcrowded. That's wholly inappropriate. Okay, so you do it, you just don't say it. It's not what anybody does. I don't know. I've yet to talk to a judicial officer that does make that decision. Nowhere does it tell them they have to consider all of these other things and let those outweigh the severity of the crime. They chose to interpret it in a different way, and that's fine, but they are elected officials. And so are you. You're okay, the chief of police, well, you're not elected, you're selected by the mayor, but judges are elected. You got to run for that position. They should be able to stand on their own decisions, says Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles. Sheriff is an elected position. Chief of police isn't. Sheriff has to be elected. Chief of police is selected. What are you talking about? They have to be accountable. They are elected officials, just like you are, Sheriff. I guess John Knowles expect that, hey, it's going to be a guy named Nick Taylor that's in Southeast Texas going to be doing my thing. He don't know the difference between a sheriff and a chief of police. Bull butter. Yes, I do. All right, y'all. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Okay, and with the magic of OBS, here we are. Okay, this is the story. Well, it says the 9th, but I just heard about it a couple of days ago. Ohio social worker, 24, charged with doing the swapping of bodily fluids with a 13-year-old boy. A lot of time I hit. Oh, that's a headline news. Never mind. 24-year-old social worker is charged with having what is it called? An entanglement with August. She is despicable. Entanglement. Gonna sleep with your son's friend. How low can you go? Well, wait a minute. Let me take that back, because somebody will try to outlaw her. 24-year-old social worker in Ohio is charged with having sexual relations with a 13-year-old boy. She was assigned to counsel. Boy, was she. According to local reports, a lot of these boys, and I hear dudes all the time, I wish that was me. No, you don't. You're talking from the position of an adult, and any male that says, I don't care if you my friend or cool or sub or not, you're a freaking moron. If you think it's okay for grown adult women to do stuff to underage boys, you are a freaking moron. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if we cool, but you're a moron. Okay? Just figure I put that one out there. And then that one boy, the one when she got from the Kansas one, Tennessee, and then when they put her in jail, 2 days later, the boy killed himself. He killed himself. This boy ain't, number one, it's crappy parenting. Crap parenting. You failed as parents. But number two, okay, so she going to jail for 18 months for doing this, and your son's dead. Well, can we try her for murder? No, because the state books, because she can say, I didn't kill him. I was locked up in the pen in Tennessee, remember? I didn't kill him. He done it to himself. And in 18 months, she's back on the street. Yeah, but it don't have no, most boys, they're not right in the head after that. You can there's something about them just don't be right. Police say that Peyton Shires was arrested Friday when record show was her birthday without incident after admitting to the relationship during a three-way call between Shires, the boy's mother, and the police. Notice it don't say the boy's parents. The Columbus Dispatch reported Shires was previously employed by the National Youth Advocate Program, which provides counseling, social work, and advocacy for families involved in foster care system. Okay, here we go. See, I didn't know the foster care part. The report said it was unclear when Shires stopped working for the organization. Let me blow this up some, because now we passed the little headpiece. So now I can shrink that and shrink this to make it bigger in case somebody want to read. That's why I like OBS so much. You can do stuff on the fly. The boy's mother called police. Well, I guess the what do you call it? The foster mom called police on. I'm assuming on September 27th after finding suspicious text messages on the 13-year-old's cell phone from Shires. The newspaper reported, citing court documents. That's her right there. The picture I saw of her was she was in the cuffs and she was just boo freaking hooing. Oh, okay, now you boo hooing. Okay. What is it with, and I don't care, they love getting on here talking about how creepy men are, and if you say something to them and you speak, ooh, are you trying to talk to me, this, that, and other, but they ain't got nothing to say about these women that are constantly messing with boys. All this grown DICK out here on the stroll, but you want to mess with a child. I guess she figured, well, it's easier to control a child than it is a grown man. I'm assuming that's what's going through their little bird brains. But anyway,
Man, this is some bullshit.
Police found a video on the phone of the teen and Shires, so they recorded themselves engaged in the body swap, the swapping of bodily fluids, according to court records. The teen reportedly told detectives he's done the swap with her multiple times in September at different locations in Columbus. Shires was charged with unlawful sexual conduct with a minor. WSYX-TV, say that real fast, reported. She was being held on $500,000 bond. She bonded out. So $500,000. Yeah, she bonded out. I know that much. So what's that? That's $50K? $50,000? Where'd she get $50,000? Mom and dad? Grandparents? I don't know. If my daughter done that, she told me she done that, I'd have a hard time me spending my money. You know, I love my child, both of my daughters, but baby, you got to ride this one out. You know, no. Ooh, you just got to be mad at me too. Drunken woman who groped 13-year-old victim given shockingly light punishment by the court. Of course, that's a different story. Whatever went, look, let's call a thing. Women don't get charged like men do for the exact same crimes. They just don't. Shires had her social worker license issued in June, so she fresh off the press. NYAP told the station in a statement that it is cooperating with the Popos. Protecting children is everyone's responsibility. The National Youth Advocacy Program is saddened by the situation involving one of their former employees and a young person served by our organization. So apparently he must have been a troubled boy already. And he a foster kid. She going over there, and instead of her making it better, she make it worse. Well, she made it better for herself. I mean, if they done it multiple times, that mean apparently she must have got something out of it. Because one thing I do know about women, if they don't like what's being done to them, they'll move on. That's just the hard, honest truth. I ain't reading the rest of that. Look here. I'm being petty. 27-year-old British dental receptionist had a 1-year sentence suspended after a judge found her guilty of groping a 13-year-old boy and exposing herself to him on a park bench. Hey, bye y'all. Bye. Hey, leave your comments, rate, comment, share, subscribe. All right. Bye. Jeez Louise.